Maybe devotional life has felt harder than it should. Maybe you've loved God for years, but still you quietly wonder why connecting with Him feels easier for everybody else. Why some people seem consistent and disciplined and deep and certain. Meanwhile, you have started and stopped so many Bible reading plans. You've felt guilty more times than you can count, and you wondered if maybe you're just bad at this. Hey there, figs, and welcome to Beneath the Fig Tree. I'm Rose, and I am so glad that you're here. Now, if devotion life has ever felt harder than it should, then you are in the right place, friend. So grab a cuppa and let's chat. So I've been thinking a lot lately about the women who are sitting on the other side of these episodes. Women who genuinely love God as much as they know how, but who actually want to feel connected to Him. Women who are so tired of feeling like they're getting it wrong and that there's something wrong with them. And honestly, I think there are far more women carrying this quiet shame around their devotional life than we even realize. And it's not because they don't care, it's not because they're lazy, and it's definitely not because they're spiritually immature. But it's because somewhere along the way, many of us inherited the idea that there's one right way to spend time with God. And if that formula doesn't work for us, then we assume the problem must be us. Oh, friend, how I know that feeling so well. Because for years, I desperately wanted a deeper relationship with God. I wanted the kind of closeness that other people talked about. I wanted scripture to have real meaning for me, and I wanted prayer to feel normal instead of awkward and forced. But most of the time, I just felt frustrated, inconsistent, and always behind. I loved God, but I constantly felt like I was failing at devotional life. And eventually, I started realizing something. What if the issue wasn't my desire for God, but the tiny little box that I'd been handed for what relationship with Him was supposed to look like? Because relationship can't be found in formula. It's so much bigger than that. I don't believe it was ever God's heart for our devotional life to feel like constant pressure, like striving and guilt and performance. I believe it was always supposed to feel more like invitation. So over the next several weeks, we're going to talk about all of it. The guilt, the comparison, the quiet time pressure, the fear that you're somehow behind, the feeling that other people connect with God in ways that you just don't. We're going to talk about how God created you to enjoy Him in ways that are unique to you. How your different seasons can affect the way that you relate to Him. How learning to notice Him in your everyday ordinary life makes a huge difference. How creating tiny rhythms can make a big impact, and how you may already be connecting with God more than you realize. And along the way, my hope is that you'll start breathing a little deeper and feeling just a little bit of excitement, and that you'll start releasing some of the pressure that you've been carrying, that maybe you'll stop trying to force yourself into someone else's devotional life and begin discovering the ways that God actually designed you to relate with Him. Because we don't should around here. This season isn't about becoming the woman who wakes up at 5 a.m. every day with the perfectly color-coded Bible and journal system. Now, if that's you and you love it, yay! But if it's not, you still belong here. This is for the women who love God but feel tired and disappointed, who've tried so hard, who are hungry for connection, not a list checked off. It's for the women who want softer, gentler rhythms with Jesus. And it's for the women who want a devotional life that brings life. And honestly, I think it's possible. In fact, I know it is. I think you can cultivate a devotional life you actually love, like really love, and look forward to. Not because it makes for a pretty Instagram picture, but because it becomes real and personal and relational. So, if that sounds like something that your soul has been needing, well, friend, I'd love for you to join me for the rest of this season. Subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts, and then come hang out with us in the Figs Community Facebook group, because I have a feeling that these are conversations a lot of us have needed for a really long time, and I am here for it. So let's cultivate a devotional life you love, like really love, because it is possible and it is so much easier than you think. Chat soon, Figs.